If you'd like to join me in choosing my TBR for August, then just keep watching. Hello, I'm Danielle, and if this is your first time stopping by my channel, thank you so much for being here. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. And today we are going to go ahead and pick my TBR for August. Now, I will say, I do know 2 of the books that are already going to be in my August TBR because, first of all, one is one that I actually just won a Goodreads, another Goodreads giveaway. I'm so excited. So it has not showed up yet, but I'm thinking it should pretty soon because I won it like at the beginning of July. And so usually they come pretty quick. This one has not gotten here yet, but I'm sure it'll be here pretty soon. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put that for August because I really like to make sure that I read and review those books right away when I win them. And so that is already going to be, I'm not going to say anything about it here. Hopefully it comes in before I get this video edited and put together to show you guys. And if it does, then I will go ahead and show it to you in a little clip here, and otherwise you will just see it later because I'll probably do like a book mail kind of a thing and stuff like that and just let you know about it then. But so that is my first book for August. That was very vague. I'm not giving you anything. I'll give you this. It's a little bit of like a cozy mystery series. It's part of a series. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna give you. All right. Woohoo! I just got home from watching my grandson and being freshly spit up on. And I have, this book came, so I'm excited to be able to share it with you. I wanted to be able to include it in this video, so I'm glad that I can. So this is from Berkeley Publishing and Penguin Random House. And okay, something I didn't realize when I entered, and I usually pay really good attention when I'm entering giveaways to make sure they're not like part of a series and partway through it. I can tell you how this happened. When they put like the title of the book, they didn't put that it was number whatever of a series, because I never enter anything that's like number 2 of a series if I haven't read the first one, or you know what I'm saying. So this is actually book number 3 of this series. So I'm going to be going into it a couple books late. Hopefully it'll be fine. I think it will. But it is The Lady on Esplanade by Karen White. And it's a Royal Street novel. So Royal Street is the series, apparently. And so I will read you, this particular one is going to be on sale November 4th is when this is coming out. So I'm excited because this is an advanced reader copy. And so this is uncorrected proofs, that kind of thing. And so I'm excited to be able to read it and tell you guys about it before it comes out. But anyway, people and secrets from the past threaten to disrupt Nola Trenholm's new life in New Orleans in the 3rd novel of the Royal Street series by New York Times bestselling author Karen White. Nola is ready to focus on starting over in the Big Easy. She wants to get back to work on the renovations of her Creole cottage, and she is eager to launch a new unaliving house flipping business with contractor, closet psychic, and part-time nemesis Beau Ryan. After a near-death ghostly encounter and the return of Beau's missing sister, they are confident that the ghost of his mother can finally rest. Nola believes the shotgun house on famed Esplanade Avenue is a prime fixer-upper for her first project. It may have been the site of a woman's unaliving and the disappearance of an entire family, but the house will be perfect for new-to-town Cooper Ravenel, who happens to have caused Nola's first heartbreak. That's the least of Nola's worries, though. In addition to the elusive spirit of an angry young woman who accompanied Cooper to New Orleans, the house on Esplanade has its own ghosts, including one that is becoming increasingly dangerous as he tries to hide his dark secrets. And the wet footprints from the spirit of Beau's mother have returned to let them know there is still unfinished business before she can rest. Spectral danger is headed toward them, and it's up to Nola to convince Beau to help before it's too late. So, as I know I put on the video, like, in some little banners to let you know, this is a paranormal mystery. And so the series is a paranormal mystery series. And, but yeah, so there is the cover, really cute, totally drew me in, just the idea of fixing up a house where people have been unalived or, you know, went missing from. And so, you know, the challenges that will come with that. And obviously she's got this past with this guy, and his mom has passed away, and her ghost has been tormenting them in the first 2 books, apparently. So honestly, if I read this and I absolutely love it, then I will probably go back and get the first 2 books to be able to, you know, even though I'll be backtracking, I don't care. And that way, if more come out in the series, I mean, if it's something that I really, really enjoy the writing style of, so that's what I'll be basing this on. I'm not going to be like, well, I don't get that. Well, that's my own fault because I didn't read the first 2 books. So it'll be about like the writing and the storytelling and that kind of thing, because I think it's going to be good even if I didn't read the first 2. So that's my other book on my TBR for August. We'll see how it goes. And look at, she's chunky. I was not expecting that. I will say though, the font isn't like super small, so that's good, but it's not real big either. It's not like it's large, you know, print. So I got myself in for a good one. And then the second book that I chose for the month of August is Sunrise on the Reaping. Reason being, I just reread all of the first 3 Hunger Games over the past several months, and then I read last month, which you will see in my July reading wrap up, I read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That was my first time reading that particular book. And so I was trying to reread the Hunger Games, you know, the first, like the trilogy kind of, and then read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes so that I could get to Sunrise on the Reaping. And so I am really, really excited. I was actually on the wait list for my library to get this, and it showed that there were 3 people, or I was number 3 in line. But then like the next day, I got a call saying that it was in. So I went and picked it up. So I was like, okay, yes, we are getting right into this. So I am really excited to sink my teeth into Sunrise on the Reaping. So this is basically Haymitch's backstory. And Haymitch is Katniss and Peeta's sponsor for the Hunger Games. And so, yeah, if you have not read the Hunger Games, what are you doing? They are so good. Okay, it's like YA, you know, kind of books, which is not something I would typically go toward. It is totally like dystopian and just, oh, it's so good. It's brutal. It's very thought-provoking. And I loved those books. And then you'll find out what I thought of A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes when you watch my July reading wrap up. But so I'm really excited to get into Sunrise on the Reaping and kind of, you know, get a little backstory about Haymitch and hopefully understand more of why he is the way he is. So we're going to go to the good old TBR Jars. Yes, I said jars because I have 2 different ones. So first we're going to go to this one here, which is the books on this shelf. And I'm going to go ahead and pull one of these. So here's the deal. I babysit my grandson 3 days a week, Monday through Wednesday, and they're like long days. And then the other days of the week, we usually have other plans, or it's just me trying to get things done around the house and stuff like that. I do not have the time to read that I once did, which is absolutely fine. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But in saying that, I'm not going to be picking like 8 books and stuff like I was before. I think 4 is manageable for me right now. And then I'll see as things go on, you know, whatever. So since I already have my first 2 for the month, I'm going to choose 1 from this shelf and then 1 from this one. So let's go ahead and reach in and see what we pick. Ah! 1 flew out, but I'll put it back in. So these are titles of these books. Is how I have this. So this is going to be, oh good, Elizabeth Strout is the author and Olive Kitteridge is the book. So let me find that. I thought it was right there, but it's not. Oh, it's right here. Get those slid back down. Okay, so Olive Kitteridge, and I am excited because this is like literary fiction, and it says, at times stern, at other times patient, at times perceptive, at other times in sad denial. Olive Kitteridge, a retired schoolteacher, deplores the changes in her little town of Crosby, Maine, and in the world at large, but she doesn't always recognize the changes in those around her. A lounge musician haunted by a past romance. A former student who has lost the will to live, Olive's own adult child who feels tyrannized by her irrational sensitivities, and her husband, Henry, who finds his loyalty to his marriage both a blessing and a curse. As the townspeople grapple with their problems, mild and dire, Olive is brought to a deeper understanding of herself and her life, sometimes painfully, but always with ruthless honesty. Olive Kitteridge offers profound insights into the human condition, its conflicts, its tragedies and joys, and the endurance it requires. So I am excited to read this because it's unlike anything that I've been reading lately. And so, I mean, I bought it for a reason because I thought it sounded interesting. And So yeah, I think this will be a good addition to my August reading. I think it's going to be thought-provoking and just, you know, something out of the realm of like the fantasy thriller type things that I've been reading more of, and just give me, you know, something to have a little more like mindfulness about and put some thought into. So I'm down for that. Okay, now over here I have this little jar which is numbered, and these wrapped books are all numbered. So we will see what number I get, and this is really fun because I wrapped those months ago and I have no clue whatsoever now. I mean, not that I really did before, but definitely not now of what any of them are. So we are going to see number 19, which I just covered up with the jar. Okay, so 19 is an A and B. I did that if it was like series, you know, had more than one book. I did an A and B on there, and so there will be 2 number 19s in here. So this is going to be 19A, obviously. And funny enough, I think I do know exactly what this is. But let's go ahead. You don't. You have no idea. So let's go ahead and get it opened up. Yeah, I knew what it was. Cheddar Off Dead. And so this is a cheese shop mystery by Karina Moss, and I have not really read any cozy mysteries, but I see people talk about them and they just seem so fun and lighthearted. And so I think definitely after maybe the Olive Kitteridge, I think that's probably what I'll do, is plan to read this after, because I think Sunrise on the Reaping is going to be really heavy, and I've heard it is, and Olive Kitteridge sounds like it could have some potential to be a little, you know, emotional. And so I think Cheddar Off Dead will be the perfect palate cleanser, if you will, for just having some fun and goofiness. So it says, cheesemonger Willa Bauer is proving that sweet dreams are made of cheese. She's opened her very own French-inspired cheese shop, Curds and Whey, in the heart of the Sonoma Valley. The small town of Yarrow Glen is Willa's fresh start, and she's determined to make it a success, starting with a visit from the local food critic. What Willa doesn't know is that this guy never gives a good review, and when he shows up, nothing goes according to plan. She doesn't think the night can get any worse until she finds the critic's dead body, stabbed with one of her shop's cheese knives. Now a prime suspect, Willa has always believed life's problems can be solved with cheese, but she's never tried to apply it to unaliving. And so I think this is going to be just fun and goofy, and like I said, kind of a palate cleanser after some heavier books. So this is a short, you know, little TBR video, but like I said, I have to be realistic about how much I think I'm going to be able to read right now, and I would rather not overwhelm myself and feel like, oh my gosh, but I need to get to these books. That's dumb. Like, this is not this serious. This is supposed to be fun. And if I'm causing it to not be fun for myself, well then I'm being a dummy, and I don't want to be a dummy. So that first book that you will hopefully be seeing a clip of in this video is going to be, like I said, I think it's sort of like a cozy mystery series. It might not totally be cozy mystery. I'll have to look it up and I'll slap on the screen, if I don't actually have the video with me, exactly what the genre of the book is. But then, but it sounds really interesting and fun. I'm interested in it for sure. And then Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, because I need to finish up this series, what she has so far, because I hope she does more. I hope she does more backstories about different people. So yeah, definitely can't wait to get into that. Then Olive Kitteridge, which I think is going to be very thought-provoking and just a little more of like an emotional read. I say that, but I think Sunrise on the Reaping is also going to be emotional and thought-provoking. Spoiler alert, A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was emotional and thought-provoking, so I'm sure this will be no different. And then this one just a little different because this is dystopian. This is more like real life. And then to have that fun way to finish things off for the month with Cheddar Off Dead by Karina Moss. And so yeah, I am excited to get into these books for the month of August, and if I finish them, I will go ahead and just pick up something else to read, and of course be sharing it with you guys. And maybe that will actually give me time to do maybe more of like a reading vlog. And so you guys let me know. I did put a poll on my community tab asking about what kind of things you would like to see more of on my channel, whether it's more like book shopping, book reviews, like reading / bookish vlogs, that kind of thing. Because while ultimately I am going to do videos that I'm excited about, I also want to keep in mind things that you're interested in seeing, because if nobody wants to watch them, then I'm just talking to myself. And I can talk to myself by myself and not put it on the internet. And so I am definitely interested in hearing what you guys like to see. So please leave me a comment down below. Say hello if you're new here, please. Introduce yourself. I love getting to chat back and forth with you guys. And also let me know, give me your feedback on the types of videos that you really like to watch, like book related videos. And yeah, I'll see what I can do. So thank you guys so much. I'm excited to get into these books for August. I will talk to you guys again very soon. Bye.